If you choose to lead, forget the notion that you will be idolized, universally admired, and richly rewarded. When you choose to become a leader, you are choosing a road plagued with failure, disappointment, confusion, and resentment. Your best decisions will be mocked. Your friends will abandon you, and loneliness will become your constant companion. Others will take credit for your great work, and you will be blamed for their failures. Still interested in leading? I hope so, because you have never been needed more. Today's organizations are rife with distrust of authority, fractured by pervasive self-interest, and loyalty beyond oneself and one's work is increasingly rare. It's a very tough road. You should know what you will be sacrificing. First, your popularity. This is not American Idol, and you are not in a popularity contest. When a highly trained commander of a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier thinks his job is to star in a raunchy video to become one of the boys, he has definitely lost his way as a leader. While the men and women in his command may have thought these self-effacing, loutish videos amusing, I promise you, they did nothing to enhance the leadership stature of this highly trained U.S. Navy captain. He mistakenly thought his job was to be liked. It was not. It was to set a standard of behavior based on dignity and self-respect that others would strive to achieve. It's not your job to make others feel good about you. It's your job to help them feel good about themselves. Second thing, you will sacrifice peace and tranquility. When asked to identify historical leaders that we admire, many of us talk about Gandhi. His name often comes to mind. We immediately conjure up thoughts of a serene, saint-like leader, attired in simple robes, cross-legged on a barren floor somewhere, quietly sharing profound adages such as, "Be the change." Quite frankly, nothing could be further from the truth. Gandhi himself was an impatient firebrand who lived at the center of chaos, uncertainty, and despair. His cause was constantly on the brink of failure, and disaster for him personally and his cause lurked around every corner. His organization was fragmented, unruly, and prone to deceit. But he had the tenacity to persist, and he prevailed. Leadership is a messy business and rarely shows up as 5 neat practices or 7 neat habits. It involves making a self-sacrificing commitment to others and to a goal bigger than oneself. It involves trading comfort for tension, trading peace for turmoil. The true leader sees that the old story no longer works, recognizes that the new story has not yet been written, and has the courage to stand at that chaotic and dangerous place between the two. You will also sacrifice this thing called work-life balance. Abandon the idea that you'll ever achieve work-life balance. For leaders, it simply does not exist. You cannot organize, delegate, or prioritize your work well enough to create balance in your life. You have been trying to do this all your career and you still can't get it right? You can't because it cannot happen. In fact, as a leader, you have chosen a life that will be constantly out of balance. The hard truth is that both on and off the job, you will be consumed by thoughts of the adventures and challenges that await your organization. Unrelenting competition, changing markets, internal strife, magnificent opportunities, rampant disengagement. The list goes on. Like it or not, when you walk out of the office, you will take your organization's ethos with you. Think of ethos as sort of the core spirit of the organization. You are the keeper of this ethos 24/7. Denying this is futile and frustrating. If you can't accept this, I would encourage you to resign your leadership posts. Become a diamond cutter, a salsa dancer, a dog trainer, a job in which you can readily disconnect from the rest of your life. Now, it can be hard to get your head around this idea, but great leaders find ways to serve their families and communities while at work and serve their organizations while at home. When we stop the futile effort of erecting these artificial partitions between the two worlds, we are able to bring our whole selves to both and to be a great leader in both. Life becomes much more of a rich pageantry when leaders bring the very best parts of themselves to all dimensions of their lives, letting go of the view that these dimensions are inherently competitors. So why do it? Why should you take on these sacrifices and step up to lead? Because you will really touch people's lives in ways you cannot even imagine. Most of us spend the majority of our adult lives inside organizations, and leaders show us how we can make this time meaningful. They show us how we can exceed even our own expectations. In short, they help us live bigger lives. Is there any more important work? Is this not worth the sacrifice?